This is the Astros Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Houston Astros, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
And would you look at that, for the second consecutive day, the Astros pull off a win, and they do it with a little bit of muscle today. And we also get to look at a starting pitcher that looks a lot better. What do you know, as the Astros kick off a 2-for night in the city of Houston, they get the first win, the second win from the Rockets, hopefully coming in just a little bit. Welcome this evening to the Locked On Astros Postcast. I am your host, Michael Connor. We've got a lot to get into from this Astros game tonight, what it means, what we're looking forward ahead to. Finally, some real power being displayed, which is a good sign because we talk so much about their lack of power to this part of the season. Also, just our overall thoughts on Ronel Blanco, where he's at now, and can this be the spark to power for the Astros? A spark to power, because they have missed power so far this season. This episode of the Locked On Astros Postcast is brought to you by Amazon Fire TV Stick 4K. Turn any TV into your Xbox, no console needed. Head to Amazon.com/Fire TV Locked On to learn more. I actually have a treat for you guys. We've had a recent, if you've missed the show, we have a good luck mascot. Look who's here tonight. Coco's in the building. She came by to say hello. She said the Astros won tonight. I'm going to make an appearance. So far, when Coco makes an appearance on the show this season, the Astros are 2-0. She's ready to go to bed. I'm not going to lie to you. Look at her. She's ready to go. So I'm going to let her go sit in her chair and go to sleep. But Coco on the show, 2-0. The Astros are 2-0 when Coco makes an appearance on the show. That's our rally dog here officially on the show, one of my 3 dogs here at the house. And, she's good luck. Thank you, Coco. What also is good is that the Astros won this game tonight. They win the game, and they show some muscle, like I mentioned. That is very, very, very important for the Astros to go out there and do. Something that they have lacked big time so far this season is the ability to hit the ball over the fence at all. It's not been there. It has been an absolute problem for the Houston Astros. It is what it is. As long as they figure it out, that's all that matters. Of course, the problem from tonight is that, the Astros may or may not have an injury from Jordan. We'll see what happens with that. I don't want to speculate. But what are you talking about more than anything from this one? I'll tell you right now.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Well, what you're talking about is, like I mentioned, the fact that the Astros hit the ball over the fence again. Christian Walker hits the ball hard, hits the ball over the fence. That's fantastic. Jose Altuve hits the ball hard, hits the ball over the fence. The Astros, for the second consecutive day, go ahead and put up some runs. That's what you're talking about from this one, because this team has struggled to be consistent offensively and to, again, play with any kind of force at the plate where, singles are nice, getting on base is nice, walks are nice, and the Astros are good at doing that. The Astros are still pretty good most nights at having some traffic on the base pass. One of their biggest issues has been the fact that they're not dangerous. And I love to use that word dangerous because, to me, it kind of tells you what your team is or what your team isn't. And so far this season, this team has not been dangerous, especially at the plate. And then you have a couple of days in a row after, look, they got shut out for 2 consecutive days to start the series there in Kansas City. And it looked really, 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 really bad. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I think that this team is going to be a little bit on the inconsistent side of things this season. And, oh, by the way, as we are doing this show live, we have got a fight breaking out in the Rockets and Warriors game right in front of my eyes. Later on, when I get done with this show, we will have a Rockets postcast over on the Locked On Sports Houston page. So make sure you come and join me for that as well. We'll break down that. Sorry, I just looked down for a second and saw a bunch of guys fighting. That'll happen. And I say fighting, they're just going at each other like they typically do. Hold me back, guy. But I still think that this Astros team is going to be a bit inconsistent at times when it comes to having a string of games where they're like incredibly dangerous at the plate. I think the games where you're scoring 3 or less are going to happen. Of course, we've seen plenty of those. I brought out the numbers the other day. I think it's 18 of their games so far this season. Well, guess what they haven't done the last 2 days? They've kept it well above 3. They get 8 of them tonight. That feels nice. That feels right. It feels Astros-like when you get that many. 15-13, by the way, now in the season. Look, they're playing a Detroit team here this week. That's a really good team. And they had Jack Flaherty out there on the mound tonight, and he's had a good start to the season this year. And they got 4 runs off of him. Oh, it was really good. He kind of had his way at times with them tonight, and they just kind of kept going at it. And what do you know? Flaherty's giving up runs, and the Astros are right there in front and knocking him out of the game probably sooner than he wants to be knocked out of the game. Then they want him to be knocked out of the game. They were dangerous tonight. Jeremy Pena at the top, a couple of knocks. Jose Altuve, a couple of knocks. Jordan had the 1 knock before he left. Paredes has a knock. Walker has a knock. Diaz has a knock. Cam Smith has a knock. Dubon has a knock and 2 runs. And think about it. When's the last time we had a game where even if it's just 1 hit, they only had 2 guys multi-hits tonight. That was Pena and Altuve. When's the last time I've been able to do one of these shows and roll through basically the entire lineup outside of Chas McCormick and DeZenzo when he came, or DeZenzo didn't even get in a bat there. So, but Chas McCormick is the only guy that does not have, any hits in this game. Astros hit 2 balls over the fence, have a couple more doubles, 4 of your 10 hits in the baseball game going for extra bases. And I will keep emphasizing that. That right there means that you are being, yes, what I like to call dangerous. You're not always going to score in those moments and those opportunities. I get it. We've seen this team do it quite a bit where they'll get a guy out there to start the inning with a double, whatever it might be, and can't bring them home. It's life. It's life with this baseball team sometimes. But the number one thing is that they found a way to do it there tonight, and they've strung it together for 2 games in a row. Now, how are we feeling about Ronel Blanco? And will this be the spark to this Astros offense getting going? We'll talk about it next year on the Locked On Astros Postcast. Right now, though, I need to tell you about where you need to be placing your bets, and that's with FanDuel. The NBA playoffs are here, and FanDuel is giving new customers an incredible way to get in on the action. Right now, when you join FanDuel and place your first $5 bet, you'll get $250 in bonus bets if you win. I love how FanDuel makes betting so easy, whether it's picking my favorite team or diving into those player props. From 3-pointers to steals, FanDuel has so many ways to bet your favorite player props. Plus, after the game tips off, you can even combine live prop bets into a same-game parlay for a chance to win big. Don't miss out. Head to FanDuel.com and claim $250 in bonus bets today. One more message before we get back to it. And the Astros win tonight. Maybe you're looking to get out to a game. There's nothing better than catching an MLB game live and with the crack of the bat, the roar of the crowd, and the smell of the ballpark food. And if you're looking to go last minute, Gametime makes getting tickets easier than ever. With last-minute deals, all-in pricing, and lowest price guarantee, Gametime takes the stress out of buying MLB tickets. Plus, ticket prices drop as game time gets closer, meaning you can score an incredible deal. Gametime is the official ticketing partner of Locked On, and as the Astros are here back home for a couple more days, is coming up, and you can count on them getting you the tickets that you want to get into the seats that meet your needs. They have great Gametime picks feature, which this makes finding the best deals effortless. It filters out the fluff and highlights the top discounts in the stadium. And, of course, you can view your seat before you go, which is always something that you should be doing. Preview that seat in the app. There's no reason to get to the game and have a surprise on what it looks like for you. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Again, create an account, terms apply, again, create an account, and redeem code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Download Gametime today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Astros with the win tonight. Over the Detroit Tigers. Hey, a little bit of revenge, right? A little bit of revenge for the Astros over the Detroit Tigers. Of course, this thing ended. They ended the Astros run last year of 8 consecutive years. I should know this because I've been to all of them. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 7 consecutive years of going to at least the ALCS. Came to an end last year in the wild card round against these Detroit Tigers and, of course, their former manager, A.J. Hinch, which was still a tough pill to swallow. I will always be able to admit that. But, hey, if you can get a little bit of revenge back, even though it doesn't matter, they're the ones that knocked you out. It's okay. I'll take it. I just want to feel a little bit of vindication for what happened last year. I also want to feel good about Ronel Blanco. And I think at times tonight, outside, he gave him a couple of home runs, left a fastball up that was way out of the zone on the 2-run jack. I can't even be mad about that one. I just got poked the other way. And if you can connect on a ball that high, and if it has a velocity on it, it's probably going to go. And that happened just there. And then, of course, the other one, the Crawford boxes. But I feel like, and look, numbers don't look great. 5.08 ERA. He's going to be the 5th starter, typically, But I feel like things are looking a little bit better. Some of the command has looked a little bit better. The slider tonight, I thought, had some really good moments. By the way, it's 2 straight games now where he's limited the hits allowed. 2 hits in his last start, 3 hits in this one. Struck out 6 tonight, 3 in the other starts. So he's doing the things, I think, that are showing signs of getting out of his early season funk. And we've talked about it before. Even if you view him as what he's always going to be, probably your number 5 when everybody's going and clicking on all cylinders and you're healthy. You still need that guy. You still need him to eat innings. You still need him to produce when he's out there. I'm not asking him to be the 2.8 ERA or whatever he had last season, but I'm asking him to be at worst 3.5. It's not happening right now. But being a guy that gives me 5.6, gives me a 3.5 ERA, and that's a winning player. That helps you be as good as you are consistently. And I think we're getting closer. I think it's an encouraging sign with Ronel Blanco. I would like to see consistency with it. Like I would like to see some consistency with this baseball team overall and get out of this back and forth thing. They got out of it for a brief moment, but I would really like to see them get out of the back and forth thing. And then, of course, with him too. He's got to find that kind of groove like everybody else. They're going to do this again tomorrow against this Detroit team. A Detroit team that, look, they're going to be, of course, looking to do their thing. They're one of the better teams in the American League so far this season. They're going to hand the ball to a guy that they have a ton of faith in Reese Olson. The Astros are going to go with Ryan Gusto, who's been great so far in his starts for the Astros, his 3 starts that he's made. He's gone further and further each start, and he's looked better and better each start. And then we'll wrap up this series on Wednesday with a day game. Still do not know just yet if we'll have the day game show on Wednesday. We'll let you guys know as soon as I can. I think I should be able to pull it off, but I can't make any promises just yet. We'll see exactly what happens. Again, don't forget later on tonight, if you're watching this live, head over to the Locked On Sports Houston page, hit the subscribe button, and join me for the Locked On Rockets postcast as soon as game number 4 of the Western Conference first round playoffs gets wrapped up. As we're doing this right now, the Rockets have a small lead, 2-point lead late in the first half. So we'll be there late night. Come join me for that. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Monday night. I don't know if it's a Monday anymore. We'll talk again after tomorrow night's game, the Locked On Astros post.